Hello, guys. How is it going? And we are back by unpopular demand. I'm just kidding. Somebody asked me to go over this, and I said, sure. Okay. Hey, Lumi Toomey, the wiener today. I have Fred right next to me because I'm like, I need you right here next to me because I'm like already pissed off without even listening to one word of this. And he's laughing. He's like, it's just drama. I'm like, dude, it just makes me so mad. These people like spreading these lies in a in a little girl's case. So I wasn't aware of this before my last live because, like I said, I don't watch these people. Neither does really many other people, but I thought we could use some comedy today, so we'll see. Also, maybe we can clear some things up for these people, but I really doubt it. They're not wanting to listen. I mean, if they're wanting to listen, yeah, then they wouldn't be constantly trying to go against everything Fred says instead of just listening and giving. I bet anything they're not going to come up with any type of real solid. I have not heard this at all, and I am like confident that they're not going to come up with any type of absolute proof or any type of great points at all. I guarantee it. And who do they have on panel? First of all, why would you ever go up on these people? On Lisa K has something to say, who has like the worst reputation in the community for the biggest crazy like liar know-it-all. But then you're going to go and want some type of respect by going on her panel and people to believe what you're saying about Fred. Wouldn't you go on a much more reputable like panel? But we have Carrie Moody, Lisa, Ryan, and who was the last person? Curse with Curiosity. She's nobody. So of course I forget her. Biggest haters. Like ever since I called Curse with Curiosity out about something she was wrong about, she has been like, she used to kiss my ass, but now it's like constant, like nonstop attacks. Like I guess I hurt her feelings or something. Hey, Pink. Hey, Ava. So, thank you. Fred's giving me emotional support. I really do, because I'm about to, he thinks, I haven't even heard this, and I know it's just going to get me going, but, you know, they claim they want answers and stuff, and we won't answer for them, and no, they just won't listen. They will not listen. You're welcome, Lisa, for the free publicity. All right. I guess we could start here. I know she had another one. It was like 6 minutes or whatever, but I'm just not playing it because I don't know. Maybe it was a mess up or something. Hey, country girl. I don't think I'll be listening to this whole thing, but we'll see. I can't imagine it being captivating.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay, can you guys hear me? Please tell me you can hear me. Oh, thank you. Okay, now I need guests. Post it again. I am? Am I too loud?
You hear us
Oh
now?
my Lord.
Yeah.
Praise God.
Oh, we've got echo.
Oh my God.
We got a loop.
She did.
Well, what the hell do I do now? Why is this so difficult?
You know, your first time going live is always kind of tough.
I go live all the time.
Oh.
All right, there's Carrie.
See, I mean, does Ryan not know like whose panel he's on, like the type of person's panel?
Stop it, you guys.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, Anderson is right. I always have to kill all the tabs.
That might be an idea. Okay.
I'm with Ryan. The first time's rough, Lisa.
Is that better?
Much better. We can't see it.
You can't see it because we're not going to do that because that just fucks it all up. I'll figure that out later. I'm just going to play it for now like I usually do low tech. Okay, welcome everyone in here. Yep, the gang's all here. Andy, if you want to come up, hit the link. As always, all opinions are...
As we freaking sit here and support Andy Bernard. Oh my God, dude.
Welcome. You don't have to agree with
Hilarious.
anything any of us says. Just be polite.
God.
My mods know I don't like to have to time out people to block them, so please. Hi, Robin.
Nah.
Little Dev. Okay. So we're here to discuss Fred Said. Now, Kirsten and Carrie have done a lot of... Where did Kirsten go? She just left. Have done a lot more going over everything Fred said, right? Since the beginning. And Andy's here to tell us something about Fred. So let's start off with Fred's first story.
Oh, let's hear
Okay, I'm
this.
going to play this. This is Carrie's. Is Carrie?
Oh, and I'm sure Ryan knows so much about Fred, right? Really, Ryan? Oh, I'm sure Andy's here to tell us something, or Fred's here to tell us something. I can't wait. What is it? What is it, Ryan?
Yeah, if you want to send the link, I can share it from in your StreamYard so it doesn't mess you up. And you can see
Can you?
Yeah.
It's your video.
Yeah, which one is it? Just put the link in the chat and I should be able to do it.
I guess it's from today.
Because we already know. Okay, there's the link to it. The Carrie Moody fanboy. I know she does some awesome stuff.
Okay, give me just a second.
So Fred's first
Birdie?
his story has been the same. What is it, Ryan? What's the first?
Is it working, Carrie?
Yeah, now you just have to add that to the studio. Down there at the
No
bottom.
way. No way.
Yes, way.
Ryan,
Oh my God.
How about you just freaking email me and come up and chat and tell me and face me and tell me exactly how you feel, because I don't feel like you would be freaking completely obliterated up here. Would you like to face me up here? Email me. I will let you up here and give me your whole why you freaking did everything that you did. Why you used me as a stepping stone into the community. Why? And then you were just suddenly best buddies with Andy. You've only been around for like a little over a year. I'm waiting. Just like I'm gonna speak this info.
All this time it was that easy.
Oh my God.
And I'm sorry,
Okay.
my voice sounds horrible. I've had that flu for weeks as well, so apologize for my voice. All right, you ready for me to play this?
Yes, we are ready. Okay, this is Fred's very first story. Some people say he hasn't changed his story from the very first day, but I bet.
Okay,
he
let's
did.
hear it.
And I think everybody up here does.
Okay, come on, let's
Okay,
hear
go
it.
for it.
All right.
Is it going to be his words?
Is it
Or
sharing the audio
is
or
this
no?
going to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Here we go.
Ignore that this is Judd Nesbitt. I know, Bob. It takes a village.
But again, I stressed to you, there's a reason
Oh,
that nobody
my
is going on
God.
television about it, and
Oh
nobody.
my God, you're kidding, right? This guy, the Sky News guy. Oh my God. We are going to be using Fred's words, right? His own words. Okay.
He is speaking to have it recorded
Wait,
into
that's
a
not
press
sharing
book,
the audio.
and it's because of all the meth
I can
that's
hear
going
it.
around down there. It
Yeah,
is
can anybody else
so
hear it?
bad. There's some mean people down there in that area, and
Everybody else saying it's fine.
so anyway, we had the opportunity to meet a young man, and I've got a message for that young man at the end of this here, and I'll share it with you. But that young man had a story to tell, and he told me right out there in his driveway after we were told to go see this person. And let me remind you, you've been looking for a red Toyota truck Tacoma with a ladder rack in the back of it, right? With some ladders.
Yeah, he wasn't looking for this guy was not out looking for him. He was asking for Don Wells.
He pulled in the bomb driveway, and that's where Don Wells lived.
Yeah. And you need to hear Fred's exact words. You can't go off somebody who's not going to show any type of anything. Like you're going off this guy who has this is another guy who has a really bad reputation in the community, and everybody knows that except these morons right here. They're seriously referencing this dude, and he doesn't show anything that
Tacoma with a ladder rack in the back of it, right? With some ladders in the back of it. We were told to go see this person, and we spoke with this person, and this person said that we should go to the horse pond, and he said that he spoke with Don Wells, which is the father of Summer Wells, approximately 3 hours is what he said after she was gone missing.
Mm-hmm.
And that Mr. Wells had concerns about his daughter, but he talked about a book and talked about a sacrifice. Okay, a sacrifice. That's what this man told me. So this is firsthand. He says he spoke with him directly 3 hours. Then he tells me as a reporter, and I say this as a reporter because that's important here in just a minute. So he goes on and says, you need to go check out the horse pond. And I said, where is the horse pond? He says, it's at Warrior Path.
Why wouldn't she go see the horse pond? That's where the Summer was last seen.
Yeah, I told him
Why I don't
two
understand
places
that.
I would check when I talked to him. I told him I would check the horse pond or Don's last work site.
Yeah, and how long did you talk to this guy? How many minutes?
Maybe not even 10 minutes at all.
Yeah, they hardly had a conversation. I mean, this is not a good source at all. You have no.
That is a kind of like a state park kind of
John
thing.
did speak about a book. He spoke about the Great Expectations book by that.
He talked like the Pacific book he had. That's what I was trying to get him to understand. Don talked about a Pacific book that he had that he wanted somebody to read.
Mm-hmm.
Like not just another version of it, but
Mm-hmm.
the Pacific book that Don had.
Where families they go horseback riding, they go in the lake out there and ride around and swim and so forth like this. But there is a certain area where a lot of families go that is a campsite area. And then there's another area that is a horse area, but other families go there to swim occasionally. Okay. But he says that this is what he said. I'm just telling you what he said, and we'll put this in print. But the man says that he was led to believe, okay, that this is what he thinks has happened. That I have to be careful how I word this. That
yeah, you better. Okay.
This is what he said.
Okay, let's
I'm
hear it.
reporting to you what he said.
Why don't you
report?
Why don't we hear what he said instead of you saying what he said? What kind? I mean, seriously?
Summer Wells drowned at that horse pond, and when she drowned at that horse pond, the mother was upset about it and freaked out. And
No, I tell you that what I felt that maybe she had a drowned at the horse pond and they got scared and stuff and covered it up. Is what I told you.
Yeah, that was that was just a theory. Why? I mean, that's just like a theory. Anybody changes their theory. I mean, big deal.
And it was an accident. Okay. And in that accident,
Yeah, the Ellen White.
They brought the body home. Apparently nobody wanted to know anything was going on. That's what I got. And I asked that man that. Is that what you're saying? Nobody wanted to know? They didn't want anybody to know what was going on? He said yes. So he goes on and he says, I would go check the last construction site that Mr. Wells worked at. And I said, okay, do you know where it is? He says, no.
That's what I told
I said, okay. And he was very
couldn't hear
adamant. He's
anything again.
no.
Yeah. So
And-
he just said, Fred just literally said, that's what he told him to look at. It's the last construction site. What is the big deal of this? I don't
That was it.
understand.
And so I'm going to show you a little bit of a video that we kind of
Okay,
changed
Bob.
around here. And then I'm going to have a message for somebody here. And I think this might work out because the person that I
still
spoke
hear
with,
you.
to my understanding, has a record. This person has warrants out for their arrest. This person is a felon. This person has some meth.
Okay, can you hear me?
This person doesn't look like they're on meth, but they might have sold meth. You see what I'm saying? And there are warrants out for this particular person. So
Oh my God.
I'll have a message for that person here in just a minute, but I'm going to show you. Anyway, I'm going to show you the video. I want you to pay
Little
close
did this
attention.
guy
All you internet-
know that Fred had already recorded for the police. You know, this is just him
Okay,
going
they-
by 10-minute conversation with Fred. Are you kidding me right now? And we don't even hear it?
2 days before I talked to him, I talked to Don's PI for about the same length of time.
So it must have been Don's PI that sent this guy. This must be freak.
But Don's PI.
Yeah,
didn't ask
this guy's
nothing.
probably with Don Wells then.
The only thing that the PI asked me about, didn't ask me what I'd seen or nothing, just asked about Don, you know.
What they asked about Don?
He just asked how Don acted and stuff when he comes.
Really?
out and
So it's
stuff,
more
yeah.
like he's investigating Don Wells
Yeah,
instead of being
that's
hit
what
for
he
working
acted
for
as.
him.
Yeah.
And then the PI, 2 days after the PI comes down and talks to you, he
Yeah.
even said somebody sent me there. And this guy shows up 2 days later.
Mhm.
Wow. But he acted like he was there looking for Don Wells.
Yeah, that's the way. I mean, he didn't even get out of the vehicle running. He was just turning. I just happened to be down at the bottom of the driveway doing. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah. You're always out
It's
there.
loose out there. See if you see anything out of the ordinary. God knows we've looked at it 1,000 times. And this is a day's worth of stuff that we just kind of condensed into 2.5 minutes here because we're time constrained. But anyway, I'm going to show it to you. You take a look at it and we're going to talk about it afterwards. Okay. So here we go. It's just down the street. And to me, it looked sort of abandoned, but I thought it was strange
Redmond's.
because you got
cannot
this
hear
old,
anything,
everything
though.
old around there. But see that blue flag?
That's the Redmonds.
Yeah, that's Ed Redmond's house. That's past 207.
Flag out there, it looks brand hammer new, and it had a little kids thing on the end of it. And if you look in the window, that's a mannequin.
Yeah.
A mannequin is there. Let me see if I can pull it up. There it is. I don't know. It's just kind of strange. I don't know. It's just kind of strange. We're just racking our brain. There's no trespassing signs up there, so we did not go on the property. The other area is this one. It is between that house I just showed you and the Wells home. See that yellow truck out there? That's an old Toyota Tundra
No,
or Tacoma.
Nissan front.
That's what that is.
It's a 2000 Nissan Frontier.
That is absolutely a Nissan Frontier. I knew this was going to be comical. I knew this was going to be comical, dude. I can't even, guys. Are you serious right now? That is.
That's where I was working on. See me? That's me standing right there.
Oh, really? I didn't even see that
I'm
there was a
working-
person there.
Huh?
I didn't even see there was a person
yeah,
there.
That's me. But that's when he went up and turned and come back down. That's what I was doing at the bottom, I guess, when he stopped.
So he took a picture of you out there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is not a Toyota. This is hilarious, guys.
Yeah, I was working on the dump bed on it.
Wow.
So we did not go on the property. The other area is
What a
This one.
great reporter.
it is between that house I just showed you and the Wells home. See that yellow truck out there? That's an old Toyota Tundra or Tacoma. That's what that is.
No, it's not.
And if you look up here, there's a ladder rack up there at the top. And you see that big long ladder that's in the tree?
You see a ladder going up to the on the light pole.
That's a ladder. That's not a
That's
ladder
not
rack.
a ladder rack. That's a ladder. That's on the service pole.
Wow, this is starting out really great. I love this. Thank you so much for this comic relief, Ryan, Carrie, and crew.
So, and we're just kind of trying to speculate here on this one here. And I told you what this individual has said to us. This is what he said after speaking with the father 3 hours after she was passed away, or not passed away, but missing.
Mhm.
So, I don't know. It's a strange thing, but so here's my deal. I want to make somebody a deal, and I think there's two of you out there. I think there's two of you out there that have felonies. I think that you have warrants for your arrest. I think that you know a little more than what everybody else knows, and I think that you could point us in law enforcement.
And why do you? Why do you?
Be after November of November the 21st of 21, because I didn't have no charges after then.
Yep. Yeah, it would have been right around that. So, because you didn't even know you had a warrant at this point.
No.
So that's
I
what's
didn't
interesting
know.
about this. At this time, Fred did have a warrant, but he didn't know that he had a warrant. So that he was completely unaware at the time. But I guess because they put it in the system, but they didn't come get him until so it must have been.
It was 23 when they arrested me.
Yeah, that's weird though. How would they know he know about a warrant in the system? It must have been something else.
No, you can go on a certain website and find. I mean, when they post.
Yeah, but they didn't post that until 2023. So you're saying it was probably before.
Well, when they put an indictment, it was an indictment then that they put a warrant. For that first buy in November.
Anyways,
November the 21st.
Fred had no idea that he had a warrant at the time. So, but yeah, of course, yes, he did. Why don't people? Yes, he does. That's why he worked with law enforcement. He did have a little bit more information than everybody else. I mean, he saw Andy on the road, so. And he recorded for police on the 15th, 16th, and 17th. And that's something this guy would not have known from a 10-minute conversation.
In the right direction of exactly where Little Summer Wells is.
It really? I think you need to research truck models and what ladder racks are versus a ladder. It says, you got to continue with this. This is beyond lunacy. Really? Does it get funnier? Have you guys, anybody else seen all this?
Exactly. So here's my deal to you.
Yeah, we've seen
as a reporter, I will not tell any of my sources whatsoever. Any reporter out there is just like that. And we are covered by the First Amendment on that. Okay. But here's the thing. There's $75,000 out there for any information leading to finding Little Summer Wells. If you will tell us, okay, and not go through law enforcement, because I know that's not what you want to do, because you're afraid you're going to go to jail. I'll do two things for you. If you will go through us and just tell us exactly, and it's got to be exactly where this little girl is, okay, then I will sign a contract with you that when the $75,000, because I'm going to go and tell the police where they are and then go out there and look and see, or if this little girl is there. If that little girl is there, then by telling the police department, then they will. Do not listen to what this guy's saying. Obviously, go straight to police. Bad, horrible advice. They should be saying right now, don't ever do that. There's not, and never go to an intermediary at all and have him, no, bad idea. Will give us the reward of the $75,000. I'm in a contract with you and an attorney. I will give you that $75,000. That will be yours, your money. And I will also talk to the district attorney of Hawkins County and see if we can't, if he can't do something with lowering your
See, what doesn't, you would think if he's on some kind, he would have talked to and found out, like, if he is somebody, he would have found out from, like, the sheriff that Fred had worked with him. So, I mean, I just don't,
I mean, just like his other video he done and stuff, stating that the vehicle had left from the wells and 4 people got in. They went, what was it, 1.5 miles away and pulled.
Yeah, it was him that put out that satellite bullshit stuff.
And then everything he said contradicted everything else he said in that whole video.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows this guy was a big joke in this case. And I can't even believe she is using this right now.
He looks like a boy that used to work at the movie theater in Kingsport when I worked there a long time ago.
Oh, really? Back in the day?
Yeah.
Whatever you've got, your warrants that are out for your arrest and so forth, and see if law enforcement will work with you on that. But if you don't want that part, you want your name completely anonymous, that's fine. You're just simply giving us a tip. And we're going to give it to law enforcement.
Anybody.
If that's it, then the $75,000 reward money is
Nobody's
yours.
talking,
We will sign a
dumbass.
contract to that fact. All we want is the little girl found,
Can you hear
and
me,
that's
Lisa?
it. This person has kind of given us an idea of where to look, but we need to know exact. Don't just tell somebody, go down here to a state park. Go to a construction site. Don't just tell somebody an exact location. Okay, that's my deal to you. You tell us where it's at. Keep law enforcement out of it. We'll give law enforcement a tip, and the $75,000 comes. We sign that into a contract with an attorney. That's our deal. Yeah. And I wish more. So, but it didn't seem like when he was talking about sacrifice, like the father sacrificed the kid, some satanic thing or something like that. It didn't seem anything like that. It was just saying that these type of things happen all the time, and he just called it a sacrifice. It's not like he wanted it to be that. He also said that he got religious on me. That's what he said. I said, religious on you? What does that mean? He said that's when he started talking about the sacrifice thing. So we're messing around and didn't.
I don't think you said he got religious on me. That's not something you would say. Turned all religious after. Fred's religious himself. He's like half his family is preachers and everything.
Yeah,
so
Don's never took it. What I was talking about was Don talking about church and the what is it?
The Great Expectations, Ellen White book.
Yeah, and talking about the or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, he was saying something about
the richest people in the world.
Yeah, I mean, this is stuff that he was just relaying to this dude stuff that Don had said, and I know it.
Don's never talked no kind of religion until after Summer went missing that evening.
Yeah,
that's the only time he's ever talked religion.
Mm-hmm. Hey, holler girl.
I'm not going to get into it. Stick with the facts. Stick with the facts. We got that's the only thing we can do. That's where we got so many different things going on that you see on the internet.
I can't believe this is they're using this as a reference for Fred's first story. This is insane. Are you guys for real right now? What does this have to do? This is somebody else. This is hearsay. That doesn't count. You can't take hearsay and say that's and try to put that on Fred, even though Fred's telling us the stuff that he did say, like a lot of the stuff this guy's saying that he did say, but still, that's not.
He's said that I did say, the rest of it's been bullshit that he's added in.
Yeah, he's just adding in stuff. They had a 10-minute conversation. How much?
Less than that, probably.
He was sitting in the vehicle, right, the whole time, and you were just standing there for and so. It's odd that they're referencing this as somehow,
Yeah, he went up to Ed Redmond's and turned and then come back out. I remember being at the bottom. I don't remember what I was really doing, but I seen then that he took a picture of me working on that truck. So that's when he pulled up beside him and rolled the passenger side window down.
Yeah, nobody liked him. I just think
you don't know what's
trying to reference this as
you've got to stick with the facts.
I mean, none of these people ever taken any college classes about having to cite your work. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is not at all any type of reference.
We're not even using what the investigators
words. That
have found and have put out there
to me.
So anyway, how can this person get in touch with us? Facebook Messenger. My phone number is right there. Give us a call. Text me. Anything along those lines. That's how you get in touch.
I'm sure
with us.
that you
right there on Facebook.
who Carrie? You're seriously encouraging people to get a hold of this guy instead of go to law enforcement? You're saying her saying the offer, I'm sure the offer still stands. This is really, I'm sure the offer still holds something. You've got to be kidding me. These people are about as dumb as they come.
Me. Anything
This
along
is
those lines.
unbelievable.
That's how you get in touch with us. It's right there on Facebook of what you're watching right now. Share this with everybody you can in Rogersville. If you know anybody in the sheriff's department over there, share this with them. Share it, because this is exactly what we were wanting to tell them. And just call us back. That's all. We've called, we've emailed, we've done everything except for drive over there. And I figured that we could make a phone call and you guys would call us back, but nobody has. And
that was about cottons.
You know, I read it. I could read it one more time for people that just came in. It says Detective John Pruitt of the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department in Rogersville, Tennessee, requested a polygraph examination of Fred Jr. Hill in connection with the ongoing death investigation. The investigation revealed that on February 14th, 2023, the victim's body was found.
This had to do with cotton.
You see that it doesn't say they found his body off a cliff. It just said it was found off of the trail in Hawkins County, Tennessee.
What people don't understand, this is not the main reading. This is just the reading where the TBI done, the one woman done at Hawkins County. That's just a copy of what her thoughts was. She had to send it to the main one to Nashville, and 4 more go over it. It's never been. Yeah,
this isn't even the actual real release. This is just a synopsis of the whole thing. The whole thing had to be sent off to Nashville.
Yeah,
and then several of them went over them. It was a process. It wasn't just this. There was tons of it.
This is just a copy.
It was several hours long.
Actual happened.
Yeah, this is
just the ladies, right? That took and done the reading herself, and she done told me what she was going to put on it.
Yeah, Sherry said that Sherry told Fred she was going to put a no opinion and stuff, and then was going to be sent in. We don't have
copy from Nashville. Be $40 to get.
Somebody
nothing to get.
Somebody go order the one from Nashville.
They sent this one straight to 167, my address.
Yeah, and then
Karen, my sister Ellie, is one that got it out of the mailbox.
Yeah,
it wasn't sent to her. Everybody's like, "Why'd you send it to your sister's house?" No, I sent it to my address.
Yeah, Karen intercepted it. She freaking went and she illegally got his mail. That's exactly how this was put out. So this is about cotton.
You listen to that Fred interview with Ziggy. I don't know if I'd call it an interview. The video call. Did anyone else hear where Fred says that's Laurel Run Park? That's where it all started. That's where it started off at. Laurel Run Park. That's where it started off at. There's something there that he knows.
Just like Ryan.
So when I was trying to figure out what no opinion means, it means that they don't want to release yet what it says. They don't feel comfortable with giving an opinion yet. Either they don't want him to know what it says, or it's inconclusive and they can't determine whether he's telling the truth or not.
She done told me she'd go put it inconclusive.
Quick, before we get cut off, what's going on? Anything you need me to tell anybody?
I just think get lawyers to send some money to you so you can move it to Tim Camp. They got all my stuff locked down. Said I was under investigation over 2 murders.
What?
Yeah,
you're under investigation under 2 murders?
That's what they're trying to say.
That was what the fuck?
I don't know what they're even talking about.
His name.
Oh my God!
That's just him fucking.
He went Davis. It was.
That's just him fucking with you.
It was one of the guards that said that.
They took all my shirts. Everybody that takes my name on the shirt, or anything they take it, it's been crazy.
They were going by
Wow.
all these people freaking calling people like Lisa Kay and all these freaking trolls down here calling the jail constantly and bugging them about me putting these out. Like people wanted the information, but then wanted to act like, oh, it was illegal that I was putting this information, this call out with me and Fred, and then try to get it shut down. They caused so many problems with the jail. Same shit that they did at the rehab or the halfway house.
And my POs.
Yeah, Fred was, it was in his probation officer and everything. And he just kept harassing the jail so much that, the guards started being freaking assholes and say, oh, because you're being investigated 2 murders. It was never anything. He got polygraphed for the cotton thing because he's the one that turned in the information just to clear him. That's how it goes. It's standard. It's standard. It's freaking standard. What do these people not get? You have to clear the person who knows the information that they should not have known. How do they not get that? So you need money.
Your free call is now over. Please remember that your health.
Yeah, all kinds of wild stories to tell me. And I just read this.
Another one. How would he's not even making this. Dead men tell no tales, right?
I don't know, but why were they thinking he was suspect in 2 murders, yet they used him with a wiring device?
Exactly. He's just trying to get notoriety, money on his books. That's all he cares about.
Right. Sure, Don.
I thought it was convenient when I found out the whole cotton was dead.
Exactly. He's going to blame it on the dead man. Really? Wow.
Sometimes people, if they still get the look off themselves, blame it on a dead person.
Oh, right.
The detectives are trying to talk to him, but he keeps talking way
what
on
is this? Are we going to ever talk about any type of... this is crazy. We're just replaying a video. Are they ever going to discuss anything?
Just like a vital piece of information that I...
Oh, okay. It's a few more minutes.
And reason they done the polygraph actually come from Betty Jo Simpson that lived straight above where cotton was found.
Yep. That's who the information came from, was Betty Jo Simpson, and was the one that told Fred that, who Fred related to the police, and he knew information where cotton was found right behind Betty Jo's house, like right around there.
Described everything.
She described everything to Fred. Fred turned it into the police, and then they had to polygraph him to clear him of that. Here we are, a year and a half later, and he's sitting right here in my living room in a different state. I'm pretty sure he's in the clear. And we don't even have it. You're saying we're going by Fred's own word, by the way. We're going by, he's the one that put out the information about this, that they said the suspects. Like, do you guys, we have not heard that from anywhere about Fred being suspects in 2 murders. We know that he was looked into in the cotton thing because of his information. They have to do that. They do that. Do you guys not watch these people not watch freaking court shows?
The piece of information that was never released was that he had a gash in the back of his head.
Mm-hmm.
And see, Betty Jo's one was telling me that how far from a cave that they found him, 60 foot from a cave, that he had a gash in the back of his head and he'd been robbed.
Yeah. And that just happens the same, Cotton Simpson, his relative, it would be his granddaughter or
it's some of his family,
his cousin, or like a niece or something, who Don tried to freaking pick up on and then pretend that he was saving her. Yeah, that was all related to Cotton's family.
That little girl that Don tried to pick up is Betty Jo Simpson's granddaughter.
Yep. See how everything's wrapping around, everything, all this everything is coming together. You guys you're looking at Fred in suspiciously because he knows too much, he's making sense. That's why you're looking at him suspiciously. It's not his fault that he is the one that witnessed this stuff and saw Andy on the road. Like, I don't know what you expect him to do.
And that's why I want to beat his ass so bad. Because he could be the person responsible for Summer's disappearance. Because he's got meth heads going in and out of our road, day and night, all day long, all night long, and he could be the person responsible for Summer's disappearance. And he wants to sit there and talk crazy. The boy needs his ass beat. He wants to play games after my daughter's disappearance.
Oh, right.
Yeah, exactly. When the police was up there at my house, I said, "You're not going to go knock on Freddy Hill's door or some of these police around here." I said, "Let me the fuck out of the way, and I'll go do it myself." Said,
Oh, yeah.
"Well, we can't stop you, Mr. Wells. You're a free man." I said,
And
"Yeah,
then
that's
what'd
right."
you do? What'd you do, Don, you badass? You came down there and did what? You are so full of shit. You're mad because your bullshit's getting found out. Look how mad he sounds right now. Why are you mad that I don't understand? Don't you want your daughter found?
And I went over there and I drove to his house and I about kicked the fucking door in. And he's like, oh, yeah. Well, I see some methods up there on the ridge, blah, 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 and talking all kinds of crazy. Yeah.
That seems awful suspicious.
Cannot get a straight answer out of him.
Oh, sure.
And here he is playing games again on Ziggy's Live and everything else.
Can't get a straight
Cannot get a
answer?
Awesome.
Okay. This was completely just not any type of information. All that stuff was like not at all reliable. You didn't even play Fred's own words except that little clip. You played a bunch of other people's opinions. We're using that as okay.
Okay. All right, Ryan's muted. Can you guys hear me? Please tell me you can hear me.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, awesome, because I couldn't hear anybody there for a while. Okay, so what's everybody thinking? What happened to something happened at the horse pond? That was the first story.
Yeah.
That's what his story was. The whole when I first met, like he literally said he thought maybe something could have happened in the horse pond in our first interview.
Yeah.
That was just his theory, like anybody's.
As times went on.
Yeah, it can change. I mean, has your opinion changed? I mean, what the hell? Good Lord. I mean, are you serious right now?
Horse pond, the church did it.
The church did it? He
gosh,
said
so
the
many
church
different
did
stories.
it?
Yeah.
And now
For somebody that's actually 100%, 110% convinced, if you listen to them, of what they're saying now or what Fred's saying now, he sure changed his story a whole lot.
He did not change his story. You're a fucking liar, Carrie.
I'm not even talking about the church.
What are you talking about? What? Carrie, would you like to come up here and explain this? You are so full of shit. I'm still waiting on an email.
a whole lot. Now they're going full tilt against Andy.
And
Andy did it.
He said something in chat the other day.
Hi, Tamara.
Oh, that Andy did. He saw Andy on the road. Are you freaking insane? We just released a call that Pruitt confirmed it.
And there's proof that he's on
Yeah, there's proof. It's not just his word.
Yeah. Always somebody Cotton. It was Cotton for a while.
He never said it was.
Now, who do you
Cotton.
think the two murders are? Cotton, obviously.
Really, Lisa? He didn't say any of this stuff. He gave information to law enforcement, stuff that he knew and heard about to try to help. It was all try to help. We don't know exactly what happened to Summer Wells. And if anything suspicious comes our way, and we're going to tell law enforcement. And so you're mad that he heard suspicious stuff that Cotton said and then turned it in? You're mad that his theory was that something happened to Summer that she might have drowned and there was accident cover up. That was his first thought at the beginning. And as far as the church, it was Dawn that was mentioning God and the great expectations. Yeah. And Rick, and if you guys would listen, it was Rick Crawford Sr. who mentioned the sacrifice, not Fred. These people are dumb.
Rick's one that told me.
Huh?
Rick was one that told me that Dawn was talking about.
Yeah. So I don't know. This is just not even
Obviously.
Good at all.
Not Summer, because Summer, that wasn't a murder.
I'm not sure.
You remember he also was convinced it happened on the 14th early on too.
Yeah.
Well, we know it didn't happen on the 14th.
He still feels
he
something could have happened, or that there was something weird with the 14th. That's his theory. I don't understand what is. It's because of what he recorded for law enforcement on the 15th of Jody, Sue, and Andy. That's why he felt that way.
It's about they were leaving and went to the scrapyard, right? And then the next time,
How come
when
we're just doing a
Ziggy
lot
said,
of
"Oh, you could call the
talking?
scrap."
We're talking, but we have no proof of anything you guys are saying. Like, this is a bunch of bullshit. This is nothing pulled together. This is just you sitting here talking a bunch of bullshit and saying this, that said this, but everything that you're showing me is stuff that other people said about him. That, you have to go by his own word. You put like a little snippet of me and his call in there, and everything else was other people talking. How is it that even you're not even backing up anything that you're saying right now? You're not showing the stuff that you're saying that he did. And now you're going to try to act like, this scrapyard thing. And he's always said they didn't make it to the
Scrapyard to check what time they got there or whatever. Then
He never made it.
Yeah, then he decided he didn't make it and came back, brought it back. Then he said he picked up a motorcycle or something and brought that back.
Mm-hmm.
Then by the time the latest is that, that wasn't even that day.
What?
He went to the scrapyard a
He
different
definitely
day.
said it was that day.
What?
Yep.
Oh my God. What are you talking about? He never went to the scrapyard that day. He didn't make it. He did not make it to the scrapyard that day. It's people like you that keep repeating the story wrong, that keeps putting it out there wrong and making it seem something different. He did not make it to the scrapyard. He keeps saying that over and over and over and over and over again. He goes to the scrapyard all the time. He said he's gone there many occasions. They used to always he always is taking stuff there. It's like part of his normal, like.
Yeah, that's more my money than the drugs was, really.
He definitely said it was that day. Laura said that they saw Andy between noon and 2.
No,
she
she
says
didn't.
They made it to the junkyard. Fred says it was like 3:40 something that he saw Andy.
Laura said noon to 2. See, look at them saying, said this, said that, and they're literally not showing any proof of anything they're saying. Zero.
Well, I just like Ryan. I tried to get him to go out there and check the caves and stuff in Laura Run, but he wouldn't go and pick the man that needed to go with him up and stuff to show him exactly where they was at, because I didn't even know where the caves was, period. I just know where they
general area
where they were saying, and I know the man that was raised right there that knew exactly where they should be is the reason I was trying to connect Ryan with him. But Ryan, because he was scared.
Yeah, he has to take us again everywhere, riding around with Fel and Andy.
Because he couldn't
He also
inside that church in that thing, that park.
at one point has said that he never left the hill that day until late in the afternoon.
Yeah, he's changed the stories many times.
No, he has not, Earth.
Almost every time he tells it, he tweaks it.
I noticed.
He does not. You're such a liar.
strange-
You're sitting here saying things and acting. You're not showing any proof of anything you're saying. You're showing stuff that other people are saying.
Thing about one of the biggest reasons why I stopped believing the things he came up with was because it's not so much he changes his story. He goes with what he's asked. So if someone asks him, I noticed that when Ziggy asked him about Laurel Run or Cotton Simpson, he just created this big story around Cotton. And when this interviewer asked him about, the horse pond, he created a big story around the horse pond, and he goes wherever.
You didn't even hear the interview with that guy at all. Ryan, you're so full of it. You're the one that goes around with whatever you hear. You're the one that has no backbone.
I mean, the only thing I've talked to Ryan about specifically is this Laurel Run Park and connecting him with a certain person to go with him at Laurel Run Park to where the caves was that Cotton was speaking about. We were
trying to help you, Ryan. Like, I mean, I don't understand you. Like, you completely shot yourself in the foot.
Person asks and just creates this big whole story.
No,
so it's
he doesn't.
His story's changing, but he's just going with what people give him.
No,
and
he's
he builds a big
not.
story around it. That's what I noticed.
He's not going. He's the one that said that Andy was on the road. Where did he get that story off of, Ryan? Who did he get that story off of? He's not getting. Are you freaking for real? How are you going to explain the Pruitt call? Are you for real right now? Really, April movie?
Yeah, like I said on Remain Calm, he's like the human version of AI. He just picks up random bits of information from here and there and everywhere, and then
Yeah, sure.
spouts that off as
That's why
facts.
everything that he's literally said seems to just line up. But everything Andy, Jody Sue, Dawn, and Candace constantly contradicting themselves, and it's so obvious. Like we could sit here and just name constantly. You guys are sitting here making up shit, and you're putting it out there, but not showing any type of proof. You're just saying things. Like you're going by what other people like, just like hearsay. In my notes, I don't see any of these things he has said. He has said anybody who has actually studied like what Fred has said, like, and I know they say stuff about me saying Fred said, but what else am I supposed to say? I'm going to reference who is saying something. I want people to know who said something. I want to know if it was here, if people know, like if it was hearsay, fact, or opinion. They're talking a lot of opinions, and they're going a lot by hearsay. They're showing zero proof, and I just feel like this is a waste of my time here. I thought, I mean, even that video was like the worst ever. I mean, it was just the worst. I mean, we're putting people's opinions on videos, like that's some kind of newsworthy. That's not. That's a bunch of bullshit, Carrie. That's what that is. I'm sorry. It really, really, really sucked. There was no information in that. You literally put a bunch of people's stuff together. It smashed it together and just typed some things on the screen. You had nothing, no work put into that. You put people's opinions. You pulled up conversations or things that people have said about Fred and put it in a video and then try to act like that's some kind of proof on his character. Or, being a liar. You can't play other people saying something that Fred's a liar, or this and that, and then act like that's proof. We need to see this stuff that you guys are saying. I'm sorry, you act like it's so simple to put together. It's so obvious. So it should be really simple for you to point out examples. And I'm looking through this video ahead here at the bottom, and I'm not seeing any like videos that you're referencing of anything for any type of what's this? Maybe one right here. 6 Up. Oh my God. 6 Up. You guys, like, really? The hate channels? That's who they reference? Well, I know, but that's the only, you guys, the only discrepancy that has happened is where Laura said they made it to the scrapyard. That's the only type of freaking discrepancy we've had in anything Fred has said. They can say all that they want. It doesn't, just because somebody's theories change, of course they're going to change after you get more information. Fred didn't even think at the beginning that Andy could be involved or anything. He wasn't even thinking that, except he knew that Andy was on the road. He didn't even know about the drug shit they were into at all, or anything about them. He didn't even know that they had a daughter. So I just don't think this is a very fair assessment. Once again, poor. Do a reading on that would be funny. That would be funny, but I don't know if everybody would want to see that. And thank you so much that somebody just sent a $5 PayPal. They didn't want to be anonymous, but I really appreciate that. That helps me be able to keep doing this because this shit is stressful. Thank you so much. It's a bunch of bullshit. That's what it is. I just don't.
Can you not remember what he said at the beginning? And why do people keep saying he's never changed his story from the very first
He
day?
hasn't changed his story.
Are they deaf?
Well, like
Oh, you're
Ziggy,
dumb.
you know, she says it too, but she has also told us in the burn barrel video, she told us that he went to the scrapyard that day. She was under the impression that he went, you know, and there's several things that she
How
has.
many times do I have to say this, that I'm the one that got the scrapyard thing wrong and it was my fault? Yeah, it was me that got it wrong and messed that whole thing up. You're not going to find anywhere Fred saying that they made it to the scrapyard. He hasn't changed his story. You're saying changing a story or his theory is, that's not changing a story, changing what he believes could happen to Summer. That's not changing his story.
Said that leads her to believe certain things, like there was a scent in his car,
Not
and that
in his car.
people were trying to set him up because of the scent in a car.
No, it wasn't.
You know, so what made her believe all those things? Why has that changed?
Yeah, he definitely said
But
multiple.
you see, and then you're repeating things wrong. A scent in a car. Well, you know what? You know, guys, when you research things for years and has put as much time as I have into this and as many conversations as I have had with him on the case and other people, I mean, you notice what lines up and what doesn't. I mean, you guys haven't put the work into this like I have. I'm sorry, not any of you guys. None of you guys have talked to the people I have. It's spent the time I have. I don't care what you say. I live it daily. This has been my life. So after day after day, after week after week, after month after, and it turns to years, you see things line up.
When the scent dog hit and stuff, it went up my driveway and stuff. And then where the camper is, there's a driveway keeps it going on up to another flat on past the camper. And there was a Explorer sitting up there, and the dog went up to that point is what I was trying to say to people. It didn't hit on the vehicle. It went up to that point where that vehicle was parked, and then it come back off, back to the road.
So, but I never said anything about scent in a vehicle.
No.
So she see how they switch things and
see,
they
I said
repeat
something
things
about-
wrong, and it just turns everything into a freaking confusing mess.
Yeah. See, I said something about a cadaver dog, but at that time I didn't know the difference between the cadaver dog and a scent dog, and it was actually a scent dog.
But see, even we just showed proof of what Pruitt said, that Andy was on the road and backed. How many times do we have to prove what Fred said? You know, before people are like, okay, maybe he's being honest. Maybe he is. Maybe we, you know, didn't give him a chance or whatever because of his past, whatever. But like, I literally keep proving over and over again what he said. We have not. Show me something where you've proven Fred wrong on anything that I mean, you can't sit there and say, just because his opinion on something, just because an opinion is wrong doesn't mean he's lying. That's an opinion. I can't even believe I have to explain this. Did these people not realize they not only wired Fred, but they released him free and clear? I guess not. I don't know. I think none of these people are going to ever apologize, you know, not ever.
I don't want no apology.
I mean, no, not from any of these people. I don't want to talk to any of them ever again. Will never stand by them in anything ever again.
I just wanted Summer to get her.
They have zero integrity, and it's how can you sit there and you have Andy Bernard in your chat right now during this, saying here, how does that even, how come you're okay with that, but not, it doesn't make sense to me. There's a lot, how does Andy Bernard not remember what he drove that day? And you guys think that's not weird?
A lot of enforcement even laughed about that.
Yeah, they
Then
thought that
showed
was
the
really
pictures.
crazy. No one, you,
Times about different people setting him up, mostly Dawn.
Yeah.
But I think he also thought Jody Sue and Andy were, but he definitely thought Dawn was at one point.
and Dawn's even said that on Josh's panel, Carrie.
Well, see,
I would
now-
really like to know why, with his wire recordings, why on July 4th of 2022, Fred said that it was all deleted because of that error or whatever happened.
Mhm.
Then on January 1st of 24, Fred says that law enforcement has all of it. So which is it? Do they have any or do they not? Do those even exist? I have done so many true crime cases, and I can't even fathom the idea that law enforcement was going to use somebody with Fred Hill's character, who they were aware of, to try to wire to record.
What is his character, Carrie Moody? What is his character? Would you like to come up here and tell us? I mean, you've been in the chat many a times kissing ass, in the chat and act like, what do you mean with his character? What character? That he was into drugs? What are you talking about? What character do you mean? Of course they're going to want somebody. Actually, they would want somebody into drugs and in that scene because it would be less suspicious. Duh. And about the whole recording thing, do you want to explain what that happened? Why that went from thinking that it wasn't all the recordings deleted. It was part of it. Carrie, you need to pay attention.
It was like 5 minutes on the 17th of me recording Dawn that didn't take.
And they thought that they had lost it forever. Fred was under the belief of that, but he's under the belief now that he thinks that they were able to recover it. That's just an opinion.
Yeah, they recovered everything other than 5 minutes of me speaking with Dawn on the 17th.
But at the time, he thought you had lost a bunch of it because he talked to him later. He has talked to him many times. Carrie, something changed. Something changed at the time. He thought he had lost they had lost the recordings. He didn't know what happened or what happened, like what the hell that was, and he thought they had lost it all or lost that day at least, or a big part of it. And then he asked them later if they were ever able to recover that.
And see, just like alcohol, they give Candace, and I didn't know that Dawn wasn't there on the 17th. But when they give Candace the alcohol, they come and talk to me and try to get me to take the alcohol down there. I told them, well, it kind of be weird because they've never got nothing off of me or nothing, or they know I don't drink and stuff. I said, that'd be weird. So they went ahead and took the alcohol down there, and I waited 45 minutes before I went down to record. But when I get down there to record at 1:10 at Dawn's house, when I walked up, Candace was there, and she come out of the house and was speaking to me just for a few minutes. And then Dawn pulls up in his truck and gets out and talks to me like 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then that's when that life come over the thing and stuff.
Yeah.
The device. And they actually was coming up the driveway as I turned around and started back off, because I just kind of shut things down and left at that point,
Because it freaked you out?
Yeah, because I didn't know what was going on. And actually the officers that had me recording, they had started coming up Dawn's driveway, and I met them like 3/4 way down Dawn's driveway at that point.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know what was going on either.
They thought something could have gone bad.
Yeah.
Because something happened to the recording out right there. And so they started to go see if Fred was okay. So, I mean, of course, it puts Fred in a vulnerable position, him being, people want to judge everything he says or whatever, but you guys, it's just the truth. I mean, I can't believe they're still at this point. I mean, of course, these are aren't they all Dawn and Candace supporters?
I mean, Dawn never acted like nothing was going on the 15th that her son went missing. He had no emotions, no nothing. And I didn't talk to Candace until only time I've talked to Candace after Summer went missing was on the 17th when I was recording, and she may have said 10 words or something, and she didn't act distressed, upset, no nothing either. She was actually trying to cut up, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But neither one of them's ever acted like they had even lost a child or nothing.
Yeah.
Like they already knew exactly where she was at or something.
Exactly. It is true. I mean, exactly. That's just, do you think that, I mean, I don't know what she's talking about. Fred's character. See, they say things like this. They say, call him a liar. They'll call him certain things, but then they don't give examples. Okay. Fred's character, what? That he's into drugs? Or the incident where he had it, where in self-defense, he shot that guy and he got no charges for that? Or I mean, what are you talking about? His character, he had actually a pretty, I mean, I don't know who you've really talked to. I mean, how many times do I have to say he went to school with the officer, not to school. He knew one of the officers.
Well, I went to school with him
his whole life,
you know, but this is like 3 months or something. But I knew him my whole life. Me and his dad.
So they knew Fred was an honest gut person, and you guys are going to be really, really disappointed when everything comes out and you see how much Ronnie Lawson and others talked him up to the other law enforcement agencies that was there and told them to go to Fred if they had any questions. And only Fred. That he wouldn't steer him wrong, that he's an honest person. There is good people that get into drugs all the time. Just because somebody is got hooked on drugs or into that lifestyle, this is how Fred grew up. That is how Fred grew up. He grew up, and that's the lifestyle he grew up in. You know? So he wasn't given that many opportunities, and luckily, you know, in a way, Summer Wells has saved his life. So, but this is so true. Who do they use for narcs? Straight people or people into drugs? Fred's lifestyle was why he was given the wire. Sorry, that's just the truth. And if you question that, couch detective, educate first. Yeah. Like it'd be one thing if they would use like Fred's character. I just don't know. It's not like we're talking about like Brandon Clark or something. People that are known liars. I mean, just Steve's lie. I mean, I don't know. You're going by other like or YouTubers that don't even know him. It's such a shame to be this dumb that your common sense is blinded by your opinion. They don't even know. I know. That's what I'm saying. How do they even know his character? You know? They're going by listening to people who they don't even know him. It's really unfair with the shit that they're doing here. And it's really sad because there's a little girl right in between it all. You know? And you guys saw my emails to law enforcement about Fred recording for them. You think I'm emailing law enforcement and talking to them on the phone about it and it didn't happen? I've literally played it for you guys. How can you be that dumb and that blinded? I just don't see how you could be that blinded by stupidity that you can't see what's right in front of you. I literally showed my emails to law enforcement about the recordings. I literally shared my phone calls, me talking to law enforcement about Fred seeing Andy on the road. And Pruitt saying they have questioned, he said him, the feds, and TBI have all questioned Andy about that numerous times or several times. So they're aware Andy was on the road. But you guys don't want to accept that. Instead, you want to paint a picture that's completely different. Why? There's a child missing. This is going to ruin your character. I mean, it already, Will character, I mean, none of you guys, I mean, Ryan is the only one that would have had any type of credibility left. And now it's completely gone, who he's aligned himself to, but I guess he has no integrity and does not care. How does he not know by looking into Lisa Kay or Christmas Curiosity, or I don't even know really Carrie Moody too much, but she seems to be a big, like, I am questioning, I don't know. I didn't watch her too much. I've seen her videos. I don't know too much about her, but I'm just saying, you think you're going to go onto Lisa Kay's and you think people are going to take you seriously? They pick Fred to talk about because it's too easy for them. And the real work on the real suspects are no longer talking. So Fred is all that is left. Who's this Pat D? Is that Karen?
I think so too.
What? I'm sorry. I don't know. You don't have to be here. So there you go. I helped you out. Why do you message Fred constantly all day long and send him stuff if you aren't interested? Why are you listening? We're listening. You don't have to be here to listen. This is what people asked me to do. They asked me to listen to this. So here we are. So I'm sorry. It's just the truth. It's not me hard selling Fred. It's just me telling the truth. Pat, why are you always such a troll? And then try to act like you're cool with us.
That's who it is. I'm not for sure.
Let's see. I just don't know. I'm just telling the truth. I'm just sorry. I was reading your guys' comments. Yeah, I'm just gonna comment on what I know as the truth. It doesn't matter who he is to me, or if I know somebody being honest and telling the truth, that's what I'm going to support.
These possible suspects, because that would have never made it through the courthouse. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
there's no way they'd ever put him on the stand. So they wouldn't have done that to begin with. They didn't even know if Fred was a suspect at the time. They didn't wire him.
No, they didn't. He was not a suspect at the time. They wired him up on the 15th, dude. Where did you hear that he was a suspect? Where did you hear that he was a suspect? Because Don Wells says his name? Because I've sure as hell's never heard law enforcement say his name. So stop making up shit.
Law enforcement just said everybody's a suspect.
Yeah, they just said everybody's a suspect. They never named Fred Hill a suspect. You were such a liar. You're going by Don Wells. Don Wells does obviously look completely sus and obviously knows something about his daughter's disappearance. So why are you listening to what Don Wells says? Of course, he's going to point. You really want to look at who he's not pointing at.
Saying to even
Yeah, I
believe
do
or
too.
think they did. I did. Laura says she saw the device. That's what she called it. She saw the device one time. If my husband is wired for 3 days in a row for law enforcement, by golly, I'm going to see more than one time. It doesn't make any sense.
You're not wired, you idiot. It's a fucking recorder.
It's called a digital recorder.
It's a digital recorder. It's like a couple inches big. These people.
I think Laura says a lot of what Fred wants her to say. I think that she fears Fred
Oh
from a few
yeah,
things that I've heard and seen.
right.
I do believe that.
Really,
I
Where's
agree.
your-
There's times that Fred would say something and Ziggy always tries to correct it. And that's, that's what happens when you get too close to a case.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so she'll talk over, she'll try to correct it. And there's many
Sure.
times in all the different interviews that Ziggy
Come
will
up
try
here,
to correct
Carrie.
it to be what
Go
Fred
ahead
is.
and ask all the questions, and I'll shut the fuck up. Come on, come on, email me. Ask all the questions because I know. I mean, I'm sure it's just that's all you need is him to answer these questions, and you. Come on now. Let me check my email. I still don't have any emails. If you guys would like to email me and come up here and ask your questions, no interruptions, Carrie, I'd allow you to.
It said so. For instance, the time that she saw Andy, she said between noon and 2. But yet Fred says it's later on that afternoon. Ziggy will try to correct it, and then Laura will say, "Yeah, well, it might have been later on." You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
yeah,
but
sure.
originally you had some kind of time frame.
Okay, Carrie.
Now, Carrie, have you seen this new TBI tip? The newest one?
Oh, the email?
Yeah, the one where he tries to explain that
Yeah, that's
Don
interesting
came down to
too.
the house.
That's another interesting email because in the very beginning, Fred didn't know what that truck looked like. He didn't know what make or model it was. He
Mhm,
said he thought it was blue. Nothing
Mhm.
about tinted windows.
mhm.
Nothing about a make or model. He had no idea, and that is what he said in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, no, he's added to it. There was another TBI tip. I think it was a week after that. She wrote them and said, "My husband Fred just told me last night that Don came down to his house the night that Don supposedly called CPS on himself to come get the boys because Don wanted him to go negotiate a deal for him so that the dealers would not come and get the boys." Now he is just now coming out with this.
And that's not what he told Chad. That's not what he said at the beginning.
Chad.
And
What's
allegedly,
happening?
whatever he said Don told him to Chad would have been on the tape, right? If he was taping.
Chad. Dad told him to Chad. What's she talking about?
I just think he's the defense attorney's dream, really. I mean, nothing he said or touched his fingers to can ever be used in court. I could impeach him in 5 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You could
that's
never
why I
put him
said
on the stand.
Right,
He's not a
sure.
credible witness. He's
no,
Okay.
and law enforcement
Well,
would
you
not have
don't,
done
you don't
that. I
need
don't,
credibility when there's video proof, Lisa. I mean, you don't. It matches what he says. So, I mean, so what about the make and model and stuff of that truck and all that? You guys understand? There's
some stuff I don't. For a long time, didn't know what to put out, what not to put out, and stuff.
and
But
well,
at this point, I mean, I don't care.
he was early on. He'd always be afraid of like what to say. There were certain things about the CPS thing. It wasn't just last night when in the email, he was reminding me last night about how Dawn came down. I had mentioned that on here before that. Didn't she? You had already he had already turned that in when that happened, guys. You were so far behind, it's not even funny. He turned that in when it happened. I just returned in everything to TBI. I literally retyped it all or did everything and just resent it to TBI because if you read the email, I was afraid that stuff was not getting past Hawkins County because the last time Fred went to Hawkins County, and the investigators he talked to told him that nothing was getting past Pruitt's desk. And so
that made us wonder if TBI had even got anything really from Hawkins County. Because Hawkins County didn't want the TBI involved from day one.
Mm-hmm. And so, okay, where was I with that? So what was I talking about? The Don CPS thing. Oh yeah, that was sent in right after you already talked to law enforcement about him coming down there.
But Don
right after it happened, right? With the boys thing, the CPS thing.
Yeah. But Don didn't say nothing about the boys. It was screwed for the boys or nothing. That the dealer had come and get them, he would just let on like that they wasn't safe there because of the YouTubers. But I didn't know a lot of information until after I went to Knox County and stuff about that situation too, you know.
Yeah. So I would just wish like they would come up, like one of them at a time would come up here and ask these questions legit, so that I know what exactly so Fred can answer them, but they won't, because they don't have any real, they know that they're full of shit. They don't understand that Fred, just because he says like he tells more information later, he's also talked to law enforcement a lot more times in between those times too.
Yeah.
Like you've got to think, like
Especially in jail, I was talking
Yeah.
to him every little bit.
you've got to think he talked to law enforcement all the time. They were pulling him out of his cell constantly for Summer Wells. So that would be after that, all the interviews with Fred, right? I'm trying to think. That would have been June of 2023 when you went to jail, right? Or is it? I keep
When I went to jail?
Yeah, so when you went to jail, they pulled you out and you talked to them several
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
And they're wondering why, is there's certain information that wasn't said before because he talked to,
I mean, just like a truck, I didn't know how much to put out about it because I was trying to let them do their job and stuff, you know. That's why they said a dark colored truck.
yeah, but plus you were shown pictures of it. I mean, things have changed. Like things changed since the
my
first.
camera's one that got one of the pictures of them, Andy and the blue truck in the same seal shot.
I just don't even know what. I wish that they would ask themselves
But I wish they would question the girl from Mississippi that she had to pass that truck to come when she was going in and it was coming back out before Andy come in.
Yeah. It's no matter what any of them believe, you know what you saw. They're just distracting. Yeah. I don't even know if it's really even worth it to sit here and watch this anymore because it's just so stupid. And I know people want to probably.
Yeah, I know I don't owe anybody here.
But if they're not going to come up here and ask now, then I just don't, I'll give them the opportunity to come now and ask. Or even, I understand it's 2 a.m. Maybe tomorrow, but I guarantee none of these people are going to email me and do this like one-on-one. They're going to have, some kind of backup. There is no way, because everything they're going to say I'm going to ask for proof on everything they're saying to show me what they're talking about. Because I want to know. I really want to know what I'm willing to listen to them, and I'm willing to understand where they're coming from, but they have to explain it and they have to show me proof of what they're saying. They have to reference it and actually show me. I know what they're talking about. Laura saying that they made it. I know about that one thing, but I never had talked to Laura that much. Laura didn't seem very interested in talking about the Summer Wells case at all. She wasn't out and about like Fred was like that.
No.
Like her memory.
Laura didn't want to speak on Summer's case, period. Really. She didn't want to get involved with it, no.
Yeah, she didn't really want Fred getting involved either.
No. She tried to talk me out of the recording and everything.
She didn't even want you to record for the police?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you get
Because
wired up.
She was more scared of
The drugs?
No.
Something happening, retaliation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what they don't understand, Don, Andy, all them, I'm not scared of none of them.
Yeah, because they're cowards. They would never come face to face. They do something sneaky, like just like how Don's on that panel talking shit like that, like talking like he's all big and bad, but turns right around when you saw him coming towards your house that one time saying, you told me he better freaking turn right back around, that you didn't want anything to do with him. Mm-hmm. What's he do? He tucks his little tail between his legs and turns right the fuck around. That guy does not do anything. He turned around when he saw Fred. He literally turned the opposite road, did a U-E in the road and turned the other way to avoid Fred, like driving by Fred. I'm not even joking, guys.
And that's the next day after I seen Andy.
Yeah. It was like almost like Andy. It was like Andy let Dawn know that Dawn was at his, or that it was like almost like Andy had let Dawn know that he had seen Fred outside his sister's house, and then Dawn came by like next day. It was like almost to check it out, and then when he saw Fred, he literally went out of his way to turn around and go a different way.
I was actually got the same place standing next to the edge of the road as when I seen Andy, because I was mowing the yard when I seen Andy, and then I was taking the trash out and stuff and putting the garbage can, and when I seen Don and he locked it up, backed all the way up and went out a total different road. They ain't got no backbone.
Remember what was said about $20 and what someone would do for it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these people are addicts, and so I'm gonna watch my email. So, I'm Ryan, Lisa, Carrie. Curse for Curiosity is a joke. I don't even know. Like seriously, she's a joke. I don't even think she's would even fake. I don't even know if I want to give her the opportunity, but sure, fine. One-on-one, come up here and show me. Get yourself. You have overnight to find all your links to everything, so you can prove everything you're showing me, so I can change my mind, and you can show me this what you see and how I'm deflecting. I'll let you ask Fred all the questions. I won't interrupt. Nothing. I mean, you want answers, right? You act like I'm just like trying to cover for Fred and do this and do that. Well, because honestly, I'm pretty tired too of defending Fred all the time too. But you know what? The truth is the truth. Fred doesn't ask me to do it. He laughs. He laughs at me when he thinks I just should ignore it. But for some reason, I give these people benefit of doubt, like, over and over, like, oh, well, maybe they are just confused, or maybe they have, no. Their purpose, they will not get a hold of me. Watch. They will not get a hold of me. They will not come on my panel and ask questions one-on-one. They absolutely will not. I guarantee it. I'm putting that offer out. You guys let them know they can come on my panel right now or tomorrow evening. After that, I'm done. Ask all the questions you want without interruption. Since it's me, I'm just trying to, lead him a certain way. I would purposely, especially in the early on recordings, let him talk. Because you think I just automatically believed him the first time? No, it was over months. I had a good feeling about him, of course, from the get-go, but also Don seemed like a nice guy from the get-go. But over time, you could definitely see Don's lies. It was so obvious. There's so many of them. So many with Candace and her bullshit and the shit she's into. And Jody Sue and her bullshit, And Andy, too. Can't remember what he was driving, right? Yeah, okay. These people act like they have... It's insane to me how they can just turn away from what's right in front of them, and sit there and try to find They have to literally like go above and beyond to just sit there and say these things about them, but they won't show anything. It's on a lot of acres, the Redmond's house is. I think from what I remember, Fred's not in here right this second, but you guys, and also a lot of times the truth is like he can't hear very well, so he reads lips. And so a lot of times, like, he doesn't hear the questions, and I have to repeat things, and he has to look at my lips to be able to see what's being said. And I try to let Fred speak and in his own words. Sometimes it's hard when I know already what he's going to say for me to not, like, jump in, but it's just that usually I know what he's going to say. I'm the one that gets things wrong, though. That's why it's best for him to answer it, because over the years, like I've said, I've just noticed, like, it was on 300. That is the Redmonds, right past 207. So I'll just assume that these people are sleeping and that I'll have an email when I wake up and they'll come on because, I'm sure they have all kinds of questions. Ryan can just tell us what he means about how, he just grabs whatever story. Okay, Ryan. You literally didn't even give the dude a chance. Like, you talked to him for like a few minutes about arranging something for you to help you out.
That used to be my grandmother's house.
Yeah, that was Fred's. That's actually
Used to be before.
That was Fred's grandmother's house.
Redmond bought it.
But yeah, the Redmonds bought it, and that's right past 207. So this is actually your homestead, right?
Yeah.
Really, or the
I was
home
actually
place.
raised past that house, though.
Oh.
The next house on the right, past that, and it's been gone for 30 years now or something.
Yeah.
But that's the house my dad and grew up in.
Yeah.
It was built back in war days. It's actually got portholes and stuff behind the siding where they shot food and stuff.
My guess is that Andy was brought in here for Ryan, or he's tied to Ryan somehow. Or I'm sorry, Ryan was brought in by Andy, and is tied to Andy, his father, or something. I know that Ryan works at Eastman, so does Andy's dad, or I don't know. It's just too weird how he, like, the second that he talked to Andy, it was just like he was, I don't know, best buddies from that point on, and it just didn't make sense.
But Ed got mad because on the 16th they woke him up like 11:30 at night and made him take them to a waterfall on that piece of property.
Really?
Yeah. You showed that waterfall last night on the video.
Whose video was it on?
I don't know.
I remember you mentioning something that was behind the Redmonds house.
Yeah. They had made him go up there and show him that waterfall on the 16th, night of the 16th.
Yeah.
For what reason, I don't know.
You said he has how many acres?
It used to be right 300 because it goes from it's Hawkins and Washington County. Because see, Hawkins, Sullivan, Washington, and Greene County comes into a point in Ben Hill Road.
Really?
Yeah, about a half a mile past his place on up.
Oh, really? The
Yeah.
4 points come together?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But a lot of people don't realize that road goes a long ways past Ed Redmond's. It goes another 2 miles past Ed Redmond's.
Yeah. But
there's a
hardly
gate-
anybody
they've
goes
got
back
a-
there.
They've got a cable across where you can't go back through her.
And whose property is Redmond's property? All the way back there? Everything
No,
back there?
It goes about a quarter mile past his place, that place right there, where the house is, to the property line. And then I think JLR put a video out of the next place. Florida man owned it, Sunny and something, where the helicopter pad is way up on the mountain that was dug out.
Yeah, Andy will take you to opposite direction Summer's in. Yeah. It was really funny though when Ryan had access to 125 and then he's just like, how he wasn't even looking anywhere. Not that we saw. He literally he never looked at anything. He just followed like Andy around. Like,
I mean, a lot of the videos I seen Ryan and Andy make and stuff of riding around, they was trespassing just about every place they went on. I mean, they was on private drives and stuff of 90% of places they went. And if the TWRA sees the video of them going back into the bear and wolf refuge, they will be prosecuted.
Maybe we should help that along.
And just like where they pulled up that one gate on Fields Road and
I'm
stuff,
just
Andy
kidding. I'm not
jumps
gonna
out,
do
looks
that,
on like
but-
he's got a key to it and stuff. That gate is up for a reason, because that goes into some kind of tree where they got certain type trees and stuff.
Oh, some kind of like
Tree
a
refuge.
yeah, environmental like.
Yeah.
You see some. Oh, that's because he has a mannequin in that window, Rhiannon.
Ed Redmond actually uses that house for like a bed and breakfast.
Really?
Yeah. See, there's a trailer to the right of it where you see the blue flag on the porch. Over to the farther to the right, there's a single wide trailer set.
Where's the blue
there.
flag? I don't see a blue flag.
I know it's on past it.
Oh.
You can't see it. But to the left of that house is Ed Redmond built a new house.
Does he actually get customers that come out here?
See, that's what I was telling you about. If you dig into that, some golf resort in Florida, the farther you dig into it, it brings you into that place there.
I know there's a lot of weird things going back to Florida. It is strange.
Yeah, the farther you dig into that resort in Florida, it actually ends up at that bread and breakfast on Ben Hill Road in his name.
So they were interested in his property on the 16th.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Don't know.
They must have. I wonder if they knew that Don worked with him the week before.
But see, Don was hanging sheetrock in the new house that they built behind this house to the left of that house the week before Summer went missing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who was working with Don, but there was two people in Don's truck when they go in and out. They go in the morning and out of the evening.
Yeah.
I don't know who was with him, working up there. But didn't Dudley or something say he worked with Don or something that week before?
I think so. I think Dudley was working with them up until like the day before Summer went missing, right?
Yeah. But my grandfather actually unalived himself in that house.
This is okay. So that's where Ben Hill unalived himself.
Mm-hmm.
So this house right here is actually, somebody was asking if it was haunted.
Well, I've never noticed.
But yeah, that's where Ben Hill
They
lived.
claim all of Ben Hill's haunted, but I've never been bothered
So
with
so
nothing.
that would be Fred and Andy's grandfather, right? Or wait,
It
wait.
would be my grandfather. It would be
Oh, yeah, he's from his mom. His mom, he's okay. He doesn't, he's not part of the Hills. He's part of the Smiths.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
Smith and Bernard.
yeah, Smith and Bernard's. Okay. So that wasn't even Andy's grandfather, just by marriage, I guess, right? Or no, it would be his
Yeah.
grandfather.
Son, he can. I don't know how it is. I don't know.
No, it wouldn't be.
Fleeta,
No, it wouldn't be.
Anna Smith.
Even
which
though they
is
stole the
Anna
freaking
Fleeta-
oven out of there.
Anna Fleeta Smith is Andy's grandmother, which is my dad's sister.
Your dad's sister is what?
Andy's grandmother. So it'd be his great grandfather, I guess.
So your dad's brother.
Fleeta is my dad's sister, which is Fleeta or Polly's mother.
Oh, okay. So that is part Hill. So he does have Hill. He does have ties to the Hills. Okay. There was only a few people that had the opportunity movement of that area that did take summer. If that's what happened, and so many people are missing said by a certain person is very sus. Dominique Plainsland. Yeah, well, there is a helicopter pad out there that they used to use out there a long time ago.
Yeah, that they used to drop a lot of drugs.
It was responsible for bringing in a lot of drugs, and that was on this property, right? Redmond's
No,
property.
it's the next property past this one.
Okay, next property past Redmond's.
It's the one that
There's
they
a-
got up for sale right now. It's like 111 or 100 and some acres. 9
Okay,
acres.
so the 100 and some acres that they have for sale now is where that helicopter.
'Cause you try to pull
landing
it up,
is-
you pulled it up on computer.
You can see it. Yeah, you can see it when you pull it up on. I pulled it up before. You can kind of see it when you pull it up on Google Earth.
It's not a concrete pad or nothing. They
No,
just
it's just dirt.
A dirt pad out.
Yep, and they used to bring in drugs out there by helicopter. And it was like didn't they get in trouble or something? Did they get caught? It never got caught.
No, I knew they get caught. But that was after Jack Dykes and them had that shootout on that property where a helicopter pad
Yeah.
was. They
If-
hadn't even dug that pad out at that time.
If these people would actually take the time to talk to Fred and ask him questions, like if they would actually do that tomorrow, like I'm asking, I mean, they would have no. I don't see them doing it. I really don't, because I can totally. They're not gonna have. I just can't. The truth always wins. I've sat here and listened to Fred for years.
I mean,
Never-
there's two on Simpson Lane was an unfinished cabin where Overbay's owned.
Mhm.
But when Summer went missing too, Andy had like a storage shed that was unfinished. So I don't know really what they was talking about, an unfinished cabin, but that's only 2 unfinished cabins at the time, you know.
Yeah. See, Andy purchased on contract one of the sheds that he was
But
Gonna
that
make
was
it-
before Summer went missing.
Yeah, before Summer went missing. He was like paying monthly on one of these shed things that he was going to convert, right,
Yeah.
into some kind of cabin or something. But supposedly, he instead he wanted to just sell
He
it for
priced
money.
to several people.
He was trying to sell it, even though, and then they finally came and repoed it.
I know.
But yeah, he was trying to sell it.
I know he had priced it to Chad Arnold for $2,300, and then he come down to $1,700 on it. And then it wasn't a few days after that they come out and picked it up.
Yeah, and this is all around the time that he was trying to get money for a trailer or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
or something like that. So yeah, Fred actually saw it being repoed, right?
Yeah,
Like-
they had the road shut or the driveway, Andy's driveway and stuff had the rollback set up across the main road down there, bringing it off the hill when I come out one day. And I talked to him.
Mm. So, all right, I don't know. I just don't know what else to say. That's why I keep repeating the same thing. So that's, I mean, they'll have no excuses. We're gonna see them here tomorrow, right? One by one, right? I really doubt it. I just can't see them having any type of argument. I really can't, because I'm not gonna sit here and listen to yelling or, I need proof. I need you guys showing me what you're talking about, because sitting here saying these things, it doesn't do any good. I need to see. Maybe you'll make sense to me. I don't know. You have to show me, because you haven't shown me anything. You just show me opinions and hearsay. Did you hear the part where they said you don't have a driving license? It's crazy, and saying you shouldn't go to Tennessee with Fred and no car insurance? Who was saying that?
They need to pull it up on website, don't they? It says valid.
Yeah, who said that, Tanya? That car does have insurance on it, actually. But that's crazy. That's what they're going to bring up. It's like that kind of stuff. Is that the stuff these people are using as their arguments? Are you serious? What? What the heck does that? What the heck? Why are we talking about whether I go to Tennessee, should be going to Tennessee or not with Fred? Why aren't we talking about Summer Wells and how she went missing? I think that's really comical. See, to me, that just shows like they have nothing. That they just want to talk shit about me and you. And that's just bullshit. Just like I thought. This is a bunch of propaganda and fake news and just confusion. Just another, you guys look really pathetic. The more and more you guys do this, seriously, look worse and worse, because as more and more comes out, like, it makes you look more stupid defending. Well, saying this stuff with Andy Bernard in your chat, especially.
We'll see how smart a lot of these are next month when I do go to court.
Okay. Hope to see them.
On the 20th at 9 a.m.
Yeah. Can't wait to see you guys. No.
We'll see how many steps ahead they are of us. I guarantee we're 10 steps ahead of them.
Of course, they were trashing me in chat there, and they're referencing it was 6. So that's why they were playing 6 Up. See, that's a hate live. And look, Ryan, you're sitting there hanging out in a freaking hate live, a gossip channel, just talking shit with no credible, like, anything. And you're backing this. It makes you look so bad. I just can't. It's funny to me to see Ryan up here, who was trying to come off like he's this business guy. Remember, he was all straight facts, all data, guys. Remember? No psychics. And then suddenly his wife comes out as psychic. Like, it was, you guys have no idea. When that shit happened, I was still, like, cool with him. I even talked to people, like, I was like, what the hell is happening? Is he serious? I thought he said he was all about just facts. And now he's trying to say his wife is psychic. Well, he wouldn't come out and straight say it. He would say, oh, she has really good intuition and all this. That's how he tried to play it off at first. And then they started getting into these like psychic videos. And then he started teaming up with Tara. And that's when it all went like, oh my God. And I guess he just went, so he's too in too deep, I guess, and can't, he look real stupid turning around, but he's going to look even more stupid. The longer they go on this, like, hate campaign against Fred, well, they know that their little buddy, Andy Bernard, was on the road, and they want to just ignore that for some odd reason and not look into that. That's actual, should be something that you should be questioning him about. It just makes you look more and more like desperate, more like horrible people, no integrity, no backbone, weak. You stand for nothing, you fall for everything. Seriously, you guys look weak. And everybody up there, none of those people are like have any type of integrity. All those people, single one of them, has been like are known in these troll chats and hang out with all these like, you know, these are the type of people you're gonna see on 6-ups or like Tragedy Pips Exposed, or like they're gonna be constantly in those drama lives. These ones, they're all about the drama, all about just the clicks and views. They're not about the truth. They're not about integrity. Ryan fooled me for a short time because of his look. You know, I guess because he looked like clean cut and, you know, like he had his life together, that I just assumed like usually people who I just didn't think he would be like he was. There's still something shady about that situation and her being intuitive. Why the hell do those people think they have any input, whether you go to Tennessee with or without Fred? And they're worried about whether I have car insurance and a driver's license. That's what their worry is. They're not worried about Summer Wells or why their buddy was on the road. You're more worried about whether I have car insurance and insurance instead of, you know, why Andy Bernard was on the road. Any good investigator, you have to rule that out. You don't have any explanation for why he was on the road. You just want to act like it didn't happen. That's not how it works.
But I have to go to Hawkins County every 3 months for an update, just to make sure my fines and stuff's paid is all it is.
Yeah, it's that same every 3 months. If you guys pull up the court stuff, you remember that's the same thing that we told you guys about, that they have every 3 months. Like you remember, and I was like, Fred was saying, I have to go there every 3 months for the rest of my life or something like that, or for the next, like,
I said, what the fuck?
You go, what the fuck? I have to go here every 3 months for the next 20 years or some shit. It was 9 years. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. And it's for your payment, to make sure you're making your payments and stuff. So yeah, I can't wait to see them there. Maybe I'm sure they'll cut, you know, they're so big and bad. I'm sure they're probably gonna do their drive-bys and, you know, the sneaky stuff. I really doubt any of these people have any balls. They probably kiss my ass if they saw me in person.
They do. When you see them in person, once they see you, they turn pale as a fucking ghost and look like a bowl of jello.
Yeah.
But there's not no old church ever been on Bean Hill Road. Or Simpson. They used to be an old school at one point, but it's been gone for 40 years, 50 years. The Simpson school building. As far as churches, ain't never been no church on Ben Hill.
Brian blocked you, really? Well, their emails aren't blocked. They can always email me. And if I wake up tomorrow and have email, I will give them an opportunity to ask all the questions they want, just themselves, one-on-one. I won't have anybody else up on panel to sit there and attack them. So we'll do one-on-one because Fred doesn't like the attention anyways. We're just doing this one time. You want to act like it's, I'm trying to run some kind of game over here or like cover up shit. Well, let's hear and I don't come over here asking shit and accusing stuff without any type of proof of what you're saying. I want to hear you guys show me, reference what you're talking about first. Otherwise, I'm not going to listen to your guys' bullshit. Sit there and talk shit constantly about anything you can, random stuff that has nothing to do with Summer Wells and like how we're such horrible people with bad character and this and that. But yet you don't freaking tell us any type of, you don't reference anything. You just do hearsay. So come here with some reference. Show me what you're talking about. Where you see the discrepancy, where Fred says something different than he said before. Him himself, his words, because I have always said I have a bad memory. Everybody knows I have a really bad memory. That's been known since the freaking end of time on here. So we need to go by Fred's words. And you need to reference him, not stuff people are saying that he doesn't even know. Unless it's like somebody he knows. Not like some rando who has zero credibility, who we already know is full of shit. Everybody's always already called out that dude a million times. That Sky News, like, I can't even believe that was their argument. Well, I want to give them a chance to show me exactly what they're talking about. Like, they seem to be passionate about what they're saying, and if they really stand for what they're saying, it shouldn't be any problem to let me or to show me what they're talking about. Because I'm not gonna sit there and watch them talk shit for hours when they're not even. They're not even. Literally, they reference 6 Up like one time. 6 Up, not me, not Fred's words or not my words. She references 6 Up. Like, that's just unreal. A hate channel, that a person who's I've had a protective order against for 2 years, and they think that's a great person to reference and like super reliable. What about her harassing? The judge ordered a protective order. I mean, are they going to just ignore that? Of course. Like, what about 6 Up's character? Let's look up your guys' character. Let's look up this Carrie Moody's character. Let's look into her background or her husband's background. Or let's see, even more interesting, who's this Lisa K. Roots? And where did the fuck did Ryan come from? Out of nowhere, Usually the type of people that are always pointing others. I bet Lisa K has so many freaking skeletons. I think we should look into them because they're weird. Because we put our whole lives out there, our whole life, everything about us, you see, and you guys pick apart, like, not you guys, but I'm talking to these people on the screen here. You guys pick apart and judge while you hide, really who you truly are.
I don't let nothing on YouTube that they say bother me affect me in any way. Myself.
You've heard a lot about Lisa Kay, yeah. Hey, Pintintin. So, no, I know a lot of this stuff comes from PG. That's what somebody messaged me. I know. But that's another one that we, like people, it's very well known that PG talks a lot of shit and just does not, it's not very honest. I'm sorry. She doesn't have very good, and they could try to say that shit about me, but I'd love to for them to show proof of the stuff they say about me as well.
I mean, just like PG with the scrapyard, people was asking her and stuff in her chat and stuff about the name and all that and everything, and she acted like she didn't want to give it up to nobody and stuff. And so I just went in her chat and put in the name of it and the phone number to it, everything.
So, I don't know. Lisa also says she knows exactly what happened to Summer. Huh. I heard, oh, really? Hey, Kathy. So, yeah. I just want to some kind of reference that show me what they're talking about, because that's what I hear a lot of. Oh, this Fred's a liar, Fred's this, or Ziggy's that, this. But then there's just nothing, no proof.
I mean, like PG, she texts me all the time. I mean, people had no idea how much she texts me behind the scene,
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Mm-hmm. She has a question, I answer.
Yeah, Fred answers questions for PG all the time.
I'm not hearing that in front of me.
Even though she talks a lot of shit, horrible things, and says horrible things about him, it's all about fighting Summer Wells. Yeah. So if we can clear anything up for those that were on that panel, and you would like to come over here and ask questions, please, we're asking you to do so. We're trying to get this cleared up for you so that you can have a clearer idea. So, and maybe you can make things aware to me that I'm not seeing myself. Maybe I'm so blinded by love. Maybe for, even though I had no interest in Fred when he was in the drug scene, and I was in a relationship for 10 years. He was in a relationship for 20 years. That was not even our thoughts whatsoever. I couldn't be around that type of lifestyle. I had no interest in that lifestyle. So, the only time we would have got close was when we started talking when he was in jail. If anything. It really wasn't until more like January of 2023.
It's hard to believe I've been here almost 6 months already.
Yeah.
In Indiana.
Yeah. But I had known Fred as a friend for years, and talked to him a lot. And I just
like everybody wants my jailhouse calls put out there. That would be hilarious. I'd love for them to be put out there, They just clarify more.
I wonder
that I have to.
And these people come up with this stuff telling us it's their ideas on this stuff, and then I say, "Oh, that'd be a good idea," and then they'll be like, "Oh, well, Ziggy, I thought Ziggy was getting those calls." Now watch, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I thought Ziggy was getting the polygraph." We never have seen the actual polygraph results. That's just the whole synopsis. That whole thing was like several hours long. It wasn't just a few questions.
What was it?
Your polygraph.
Well, he just actually 9 questions is all was on the polygraph, but it takes a long time for them to set it up because they walk you through how it works. They explain to you how everything goes, and then they'll go over the questions with you like 3 or 4 different
Yeah, but they only
times.
showed like a few questions in that one. They didn't even show all of them, didn't they?
There's 9 questions on that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's 9 questions.
Okay,
But it
it was
takes them
just
about 3 hours to set up the room and stuff
okay.
to take and do it.
Yeah, there's others that go over the result, or people that go over the results. It's not just the one person.
Yeah, the one
As a
that they
team.
put out there on YouTube is just a reader, that one that done the actual reading
Mhm.
there. She sent that copy to me, and
Uh-huh.
then the main readers, there are 4 reads it in Nashville.
She even told you that there wasn't going to
Yes.
be a result on it. She
Yeah,
said it
she
was just
said
going to
it'd be
say
inclusive.
it was going to. She already told you what it was going to say before she got it. Okay.
Yeah, before she even started the thing.
Yeah,
She
and if I
said-
say something different, guys, or something different out there, like something I said, it's probably me getting it wrong, and not. I mean, to be honest.
I mean, she said she could send that to me
But if
free.
you hear
but
Fred saying it himself, that's different.
she said she could send that one to me for free to my address, And she asked what address. I said 167. But she said main reading of where all 4 has to read it in Allen Nashville, I would have to pay $40 and request it from there.
I wonder if it's like $40, $40.
Yeah, for the one from Nashville.
Huh.
But see,
Well,
everybody's
Well, if somebody wants to pay for it, I'll do it. All these people want, they're gonna get this and do that. If somebody wants to, yeah, Crystal, if you want to pay for all this stuff, I don't have money right now to buy all this stuff. I'd love to have that kind of stuff. But I just don't have. We just don't have the money right now.
I've just had one polygraph. A lot of people say, "Oh, he's had 2 or 3 polygraphs." No, I'm not. I've had 1 polygraph.
They didn't ask him to do a polygraph on Summer Wells either.
No.
So but they asked Dawn and Candace, didn't they? Reporter room. Hey. We need to do. It's been forever since I've been over there or on your channel, but maybe someday I could come over there and I'll have Fred next to me and he can help maybe answer. He won't be on panel, but like maybe he could be in the room with me.
Yeah.
He might answer some questions. He just won't. He doesn't. He's weird about all that attention and stuff. It has to be kind of like natural. We could also do a phone call with her if she wanted to do something like that. That would be much better for you. Tons of fries that do polygraphs for people too. Well, this one was a legit polygrapher because it was when he was in jail.
FBI on Nashville.
Yeah, so that was actually, and that was just right after you had given the information on cotton and what you had known. How long after that do you think that they ordered? You had given.
It was right at a week.
So it was just a week later after you told them about cotton.
Mm-hmm.
See, guys, that's just standard procedure.
I don't even know if it was even a week.
That's just standard procedure because Fred knew information he should not have known about cotton. And we're the ones that said that, put that out there. He put it out there about himself. That is standard to get, rule him out. He's here in Indiana. I think it's safe to say, they wanted to know if they could actually use his information too, if he was being honest. Oh, the private ones people pay $500 for.
Oh, I don't know. Mine was done by the TBI or TBI or FBI one. I'm not really
Yeah.
sure which one it was, but she come out of Nashville to do it because they asked me if I'd be willing to do a polygraph. I remember me telling you I told them I would, but I thought they was talking about summer at first, and then when I get in there and it ain't even about summer, it's about cotton.
Oh, so you thought it originally was for
Yeah.
summer. Oh, that makes sense. So when they asked you to do a polygraph, you thought it was for
I just
summer
assumed
wells
it
at
was
first.
Summer, I just
Oh,
assumed at
okay.
first, They didn't say who it was on. They just asked if I.
Who was it that asked you to do that, Pruitt?
No, that was the ones I'd recorded for and stuff.
Oh, okay, because you went to them first about the cotton information.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
okay.
I never talked to Pruitt at all about nothing. Only thing he done.
I know,
is
but I know he was in the. He
only
took
thing
you to
he
the.
done is once they took me to booking and stuff, and I stayed in booking overnight, and then he just come out to booking and got me and walked me back to the courtroom where they had a room set up to do the polygraph. And that was the only time I've ever even spoke to Pruitt. And it wasn't even about no case at all or nothing. About cotton or summer. I've never spoke to him about no case.
Yeah.
Only thing he done then is walk me back there to that room, and then me and that woman went over a few things and stuff, and then she asked him if he would step out with me while she rearranged the room because my right hand, they couldn't read off my right hand, they had to read off my left hand, and she had to turn the room around to be able to read me from my left hand and stuff.
Right.
And he walked me out, and we walked around the courtroom like a couple times, and he asked me if I wanted a cup of coffee. I said, well, sure, asked me if I need to go to the bathroom, and that was it. I sat there and waited till she got the room rearranged, and then he took me back in there. And then she made him step out while she done the polygraph. Because they got to hook everything up on you to do everything.
Why haven't Jody Sue and Andy had a polygraph yet? Well, I don't even know what to believe on what's really been done and what hasn't anymore because according to Pruitt, like he said in that call, they've talked to Andy several times, all agencies.
Andy claims they ain't.
And Andy says they haven't. But what is Andy? I mean, what is Andy? I mean, from this text that even Judy Sue's released or somebody released between Andy and his son, they're talking about his son was talking about how the law enforcement was there right then talking to Jody Sue and their daughter. And Andy Jr., the son, was sitting there saying to Andy, like, that Jody Sue was talking to police and what was the word he used?
Oh, I don't even know. I can't remember.
Doing her diversionary bullshit again, like usual, which meant trying to distract away from something more serious. So that was weird. Yeah, diversionary bullshit. That's what he said. And so that shows that law enforcement was interested in them. Because would be after, that wouldn't have been the 15th. That would have been a different day because that was a different location. Like when it sounded like they were at Jody Sue's mom's or somewhere at one of Andy's parents or grandparents or somewhere else besides 125. And that's so, and no, they weren't talking to Andy directly, but you could in that text you could see that law enforcement was interested, and we heard that they even confiscated his phone. Why were they interested in Andy's son's phone?
That is like Andy hollers. They
Of all
never
people.
even dipped his phone or nothing. Everybody that they questioned, they dipped their phone.
Yeah, so it's
even Chad Arnold, they dipped his phone too.
Yeah. So
Anybody that
if
was
you,
supposed to be
I mean,
that
how is that
hall
even
around
possible?
area,
How is that even possible? They were real interested in Andy's son's phone, but they didn't have,
They even dipped Haskell Rhines's phone. They dipped everybody's phone around there that had been in around that holler.
Yeah, pretty weird that he acted like, oh no, they're not. Just nobody. Yeah, okay, Andy.
Unless he played like he didn't have a phone or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Don had.
I mean, I handed my phone to them, bring it back whenever they wanted to.
Yeah, but they also, you wanted to make sure you couldn't get in trouble for any drug stuff on there. But really, I mean, yeah, you knew you were already caught at that point.
That's why I didn't even write to them about the drugs. They knew that all.
Yeah, and it's more. A missing child's more important, that's what. So it's really strange that I understand. Yeah, it's scary that the cops are gonna. I could see being worried, police going through your phone and stuff with drug sales and stuff like that. I could see why maybe Jody Sue and Andy or anybody may not want to give their phones willing over like that so easily, but. Most people would, I feel like, because when it comes to a missing child, that's much more important. Mm-hmm. Fred knew that was probably gonna get him a charge. Yeah. And it was.
I knew that I was on radar once they come to the house that day. When someone went missing and stuff, by Dawn saying I was the local meth dealer.
Yeah, and they also have to remember, too, at that time, they keep talking, or Carrie mentioned something, with Fred's character, well, they got to understand, too, at that point, Fred hadn't been charged for the dealing.
No, the first buy was November the 21st of 2021, the same day that they took an searched Fields Road, Andy's property on Fields Road, the same day that Jody Sue didn't go for that test or whatever.
Yeah. So you could just tell, and that's how I know that I've noticed with Fred, I noticed him telling us all the details. He'll tell you details I
can tell you the time and everything they made the buy.
That's why I asked certain other questions on purpose, or I'd ask the questions over and over again. I even told you guys that early on when I was first met Fred that I would purposely ask things 5 different ways, and then I would try to catch him and see what he would say, asking it a different way. And it just the details, when
that's true. Carrie, they didn't get all their phones.
The Wills have phone. They never turned in and Yep, I know. Well, because even Don said something to Fred about him getting rid of a phone of his.
Well, that was the same night that he called for the CPS to come get the boys. He destroyed the phone that night.
Yeah,
he got rid of it.
Yep. The night he called according to Don, at least that's what he told you. Yeah. He told you that he destroyed his phone, that it threw it in a lake or something. Where did he tell you he threw it?
Oh, I don't know where he didn't say what he done with it. He just said
why was I thinking it was in water or something? No. I must be thinking about Jose or something. But yeah, he had told Fred that night that he had got rid of his phone.
He was talking like he wanted me to get rid of my phone. Why am I getting rid of my phone? I ain't had no communication with you or nothing. I've never even talked to you on the phone. I ain't got your number in my phone. I ain't got Candace's number in my phone. I ain't got Jody's, Andy's, nobody's. I ain't never talked to none of them on the phone. Why would I get rid of my phone?
Yeah.
Unless he thought that I was recording him or something,
Yeah, that's strange. He was trying to convince Fred to get rid of his phone because.
But that was the same night he was talking about.
But he was obviously all paranoid too because he called CPS. And
he was worried though.
And that wasn't just turned in just recently, guys. This was turned in at the time law enforcement, just because you're just hearing it, Carrie, or cursed with curiosity, does not mean it wasn't turned in then.
But see,
Or
some of that was turned in then, and then see this incident in Knoxville and stuff. When I got that information and stuff, that kind of lined up. And I found out more about Andy and Don from Knoxville than I ever knew about them around the creek.
Yep. And some of the stuff that's been turned in might not have anything to do with Summer's disappearance, but why take the chance? People get mad and act like, oh, it's just like.
But at least it's turned in. In
Yeah.
case it is got something to do with it. You know?
I don't know. Sometimes it makes me wonder if they purpose. That whole putting you in Knoxville of all places, that was crazy.
Actually, I was put in Knoxville in the halfway house on Summer's birthday.
Yeah, isn't that another weird coincidence, guys, that we found out? I don't know how we didn't notice it, but Fred was his first day at the. He was transferred to the halfway house on Summerwell's birthday.
You know, I didn't notice that till last night. Actually, we were
2/4/23.
going through my stuff from my halfway house and stuff, my paperwork and stuff on my phone.
Yeah. A lot of like. They were trying to make you look. After watching Boswell case, see Megan be interrogated, makes me wonder if Candace was ever interrogated intensely as her. Well, I mean, yeah, I think she was, because if you look at her at the behavioral panel, and when she starts crying and saying, "Oh, I feel," crying, saying she feels like she's being interrogated again. And remember when she was so upset because it had to redo the freaking polygraph test because she was too upset. Was the reasoning
going? When she said that, what was it? She had to go to Roswell 3 different times before they could get the polygraph done or whatever. Candace.
Yeah, I don't know. I know she had to go back a different time and do it because she was too. I don't know. Too upset. She said. Probably really, she was probably on a bunch of pills, and they wanted her to sober up. It's probably really the truth. Which I'm not even talking shit. I can't even talk shit. Like, literally, if my child was missing, I'm sure I would probably be on Xanax too. With that panel of massive brain power, that's funny. It's hard to. With that panel of massive brain power, why don't they answer how a 5-year-old little girl just got gone? Oh, it was Fred Hill. They want to say it was Fred Hill. They were in drugs and drunk, right? Failed the drug test. Probably. That's exactly what happened. No, I wouldn't be partying. No. Just like how Allie and her mom were up there hanging out on the hill, 110 Ben Hill Road, how Fred had that run-in with them. Like, how long was that after Summer went missing that incident happened? At 110, that incident that happened at 110 where you ran into Allie and her mom and you were down there, your car broke down. When do you think that was?
They done pulled off the end of the holler at that point. The law enforcement they had been pulled off. Well, no, they were still coming and setting up of a day some. So it probably about 3 weeks after Summer went missing.
Yeah, so 3 weeks after Summer went missing.
Because they went from sitting at the end of the holler at Beach Creek and Ben Hill.
Mm-hmm.
They had a tent set up there, and law enforcement was set there 24/7 up to, I don't know, about a little over 2 weeks in, and then they just started setting up of the daytime and then not being there at night.
Yeah, so he's judging the time period because of what they had, the security that was. or all the searchers and stuff, like in
But
the
they had
police.
an officer set up out there 24/7 for almost 2 weeks.
So, and it was after that. So you were
Yeah.
saying it's probably about 3
'Cause
weeks.
like a third week, they started this officer setting up through the day from like 6 of the morning to 6 of the evening.
Okay, and so that's when Allie and her mom decided to come there and get drunk and party that day because Fred, they were coming off the hill and started a fight with Fred, like started talking shit to Fred, like when he was trying to.
It was like 1:30 in the morning or something.
What?
I broke down in that yellow truck that you just showed.
Yeah, that yellow Frontier or Nissan Frontier, not to freaking Toyota Tacoma. Wow.
It broke down on me as you go in the holler before you get to Don Nim's driveway, that first creek right there.
Mm-hmm.
It broke down and I was right there working on it, and they come off the hill threatening and stuff as they was leaving from Don Nim's.
Yeah.
They call Ronnie and stuff. They had Ronnie on speed dial and stuff. They know all kinds of stuff, you know. I told him, I'd be glad for him to come on up there.
So they were just drunk and talking shit. Probably.
They were drunk off the I didn't even driving, period.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been driving so drunk that they shouldn't have been
I
driving.
was hoping like hell they did call Ronnie and Ronnie come out there.
No, so they didn't dislike Candace that bad, right? And then they of course they waited until the cops and everything weren't setting up there, and it was like they went there right after the security had died down and they weren't really checking vehicles and stuff. It was like the first opportunity.
From the get-go, I mean, from day one, it just depends on what officer sitting at the road, at Ben Hill at the checkpoint, whether they search your vehicle or not. Sometimes you go in or out and back in, and they never even search nothing. They just motion before you go on, let me get up out of the chair. Then some of them would search your vehicle, depending on what officers decide. So.
Okay, Shannon. I probably won't be on here that much longer anyways, so. Oh, I hate when that happens, dropping the phone and hitting your face.
Yeah, I used to be bad for that. That halfway house, I stick it up on the bar on the bed above me and then be talking to you.
That shit hurts. It's like
it hurts, crack you between the eyes.
Hunter was supposed to have no contact, right? Not even charged for buying alcohol for a minor, right? There's got it. Yeah, sad, Pink. But let me check my email. Another time just to give them the opportunity to see if I've got an email from them. Again, and still no email. So if they really are for summer wells like they say, and they truly are for the truth and finding out the truth, and if they really had these concerns that they need cleared up, then I'm sure I'll be getting an email from begging to come on here tomorrow night to ask their questions that they've been dying to know. I don't see anybody else freaking. Well, allegedly Hunter's in jail right now, right?
That's what somebody was saying, I think, on PG.
What's his last name? Hunter Mullaney?
Said that he had violated probation or something, was in Southwest Regional.
Let me look.
In Virginia.
Oh, Virginia?
Mm-hmm. Something about Southwest Regional. That's where I pulled my time, in Virginia.
Huh.
It's Abingdon.
Let's see.
Washington County, Virginia.
Mm-hmm. had to find their zip code to pull it up on mobile patrol.
Well, that's what they were saying. I don't know in truth. It was. I heard something on PG's channel or something about it. Somebody saying something.
Of course, I'm waiting to get through this.
I mean, 1 minute they was talking like it was Hunter and Summers case, and the next minute they talking like it was the Hunter and Evan Boswell's case. So I don't. Who knows?
Mm. I don't think it would really work out too well. Like, I don't think I don't think either Ryan or Fred really are gonna want to see each other.
I won't work with Ryan no more. I tried to take it and was willing to help him and stuff while I was in jail, and then he turned all that around and caused me a bunch of shit in jail. And
yeah, which is really funny too, because some things happened that make sense. Like he keep getting his chirp taken and stuff, and it was really strange. The one time he got his chirp taken right after he just got done talking with twice when he had. So that even made it really even feels even more like he's connected to Andy because of that. And Fred would tell me too. It was right after he talked to or talked to Ryan, and I was just like, didn't think it was. I was like, no. I want to make excuses for him, of course, and I didn't believe it could be, something Ryan was doing.
Once was early in the morning, like 5:30 or something other in the morning. They come in and got it. I just got off the phone with it, or not phone with him, but the church with him. Like, not even 10 minutes, and they come in and got it. Another time, he was like, I don't know, 20 minutes after I got off. He was the last one I talked to on the trip.
Yep. And the first thing you said to me was right after you talked. You could tell in your voice that you thought it was Ryan, and I was like, and I felt so bad too because like I trusted Ryan, and I felt I really would have never put you in that position like that. It's crazy. And it makes sense now, like, that he could have been connected to Andy before even all that, because how fast he turned on us, it just makes sense. Like, because he didn't give it was like he gave Fred no chance. Like, he didn't even talk to Fred except that, like, for that one time. He didn't even give it a chance. It was crazy.
He talked to me a little bit on church. But
just that one or just a couple days or something.
Like 4 days or so.
I was trying to.
I seen where Ryan had posted something on Facebook. He finally got access to some property or something on. It's supposed to be in, I guess, Chimney Top or something other. I don't know. He just said behind Summer Wells or something, mountain behind Summer.
Trying to look to see if I could find I can't find any information on that Hunter right now. I'll have to look, I guess, later. All of a sudden, Andy would pop up from Fox. Fur Garden picking on Andy today. He kept denying everything and got out of there when pressure started. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I've wondered, Carrie, but I don't think so. I think more so that he's connected to Andy some way. Just how everything played out. It just makes more sense. And the fact that, like, the little things that happened with Fred getting us chirp taken, it was just very odd, the timing on certain things. And I remember Fred telling me that too, like, when it happened. And I just kind of I just was like, nah, you know, I couldn't, I just didn't, I don't have time to do all that F shit, you know, and plot and plan and scheme and stuff. So I just never, I guess I'm starting to learn though, I can't take people for their word at all, especially on here. So, and Ryan played a good game. Like, he comes off like he's like this really caring person and, you know, really, really nice, but I don't know. But then you see, I think he has a drinking problem. Like most of these people have some kind of alcohol or drug addictions. Every time I see him, he's drinking. Same thing with like Krama Mama and that crew, always drinking. Partying it up. It's just a big party, guys. Okay, guys, I'm going to go, but I will talk to you all tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see tomorrow. Can't wait for the one-on-one questioning from Ryan, Carrie, or Lisa, or just wait and see. Can't wait. The suspense is killing me.